And it was a gift from God to do that. But I freaked out and went crazy and talked crazy. And if I had a chance for a date with the gal, I lost it by acting the nut. Probably lost. I still would take her out on. I'd love to have a date with her. But you know what I mean? Easily, when you got the girl of your dreams and you are all in, man, you want to mesh souls with her forevermore. You want to be by her. So you're 100% down. No ifs, ands, or no equivocations. You're in. Marriage, holy matrimony. I'm yours, baby. I want you to possess me, sweetheart. And vice versa. I mean, it's beautiful. But remember, we are individuals also. While the two become one, and they're not supposed to ever stray, okay? Let man not separate what God has joined together. But still, that power of jealousy when you think, wow, what if she did, some guy lured her away that was better than me in some way? Maybe he had more money, or he was better looking, or he was better built, okay? All these ifs, ands, or buts that, kind of keep a guy on his toes. So it's kind of like that. It hurts so good that, hey, if that's what she wants, you know what? I love her that much that I'm willing to just buck up and say, you know what, God, let your will be done. Let me not lose the love I have for this woman, ever. Even if she says it's over, that's her choice. It doesn't mean it has to be over for me. I can still be in love with her for all eternity. Like the mother of my children. There's no way I could ever not accept her back into my heart and my soul. She's there forevermore. And if I fall in love again, if God graces me with that, grants me that greatest gift he can ever give, then, I'm going to have another wife, another woman, another beloved. And as long as the two can get along with each other in eternity, I'm fine. But I'm a snuggler. I love the female. I'm not a threat. I don't violate women. I vaunt women. I believe women are sacred. I believe that's why girls rule, and that's the way it's got to be. That's the natural order. It's a beautiful thing. I love the female, so the femininity, that is God. I mean, that is the way he made us, male and female. The Almighty Creator God is male and female. First book in the Bible will describe that to you. Almighty Creator God is man and woman, male and female, just like us. All through nature, we see it replete, that theme. It's beautiful. It's awesome. I mean, God is orgasmic because females are orgasmic, ecstatic. I mean, nothing better than just blending into one with the female. I mean, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. And this creature, his crowning glory, the holy God Almighty, the power. I want to say magic, but I don't like that word. But it's miraculous power the female has, and it's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. It's irresistible. They're beautiful. It's luscious beauty. That's how I describe a beautiful woman. Is just, she is what she is. And you know what? But you can't violate it. I mean, a man can't force himself on a woman. You definitely belong in an ethics rehab center lockdown, buddy. You got to get that under control, man. A woman's body is sacred. Only she can decide who touches her, okay? How they touch her. And that's the way it's got to be. These are the baby makers. They have the power to extinct the species. Again, you wonder why girls rule? Because they're girls. Because they're females. Yes. That's it. That's why. They're God's crowning glory. They call them the recessive of the genders, but really the reality is different from God's point of view. Just like things that are highly valued among men are often, because not always, because we value sometimes our kids. I mean, God values our kids too. So our values are the same, highly valued our kids. But when it comes to the money, this is the quintessential power in this world, the satanic power that competes for God's affections and attentions, and God's a jealous God, so the money is offensive to God. He finds it detestable in his sight. So it's kind of like that really it might look like the woman is recessive, but the truth is, from God's point of view, okay, the contrary. That's what I believe. That the more that men learn to lift the woman, then the happier that we're going to be. What do they say? Happy wife, happy life, right? I failed miserably as a husband, even though I wouldn't have ever done anything anything. If I really thought it was going to jeopardize the love, whatever it was that she found in me, that she was willing to marry me and have my children, okay, for anything in the world, not for $100 billion, I wouldn't have done it, because that's how devoted I was to my marriage, to my wife. Okay, but I did. Nonetheless, I'm a dumbass guy, and I did a dumbass thing, and I got the wrath of the female. I mean, hell hath no fury and all that. I get it. And, I whined and cried, but I never stalked her. She can't say I did, because she knows that's not true. Hell, I would get custody of my daughters. I never even sued her for child support. I never wanted to get custody. I had to. I had to look after my daughters. I could not live in the situation the way it was. I could not. And I thank God I got custody, and I raised my daughters. I wouldn't trade a single minute of the time I spent raising my little girls. I just wish their mom had been more in their lives, but she got the Stockholm syndrome thing from this guy. And I can't hate him, because he was an abused child, physically and sexually abused, and using crack. I mean, and then he thought he was born again Christian at the same time, and it's like, oh my God, And the guy I think he was 6 years older than me, or 12 years old. I can't remember. But that dude's doing life in jail now. He's a molester. I mean, thank God I got custody of my daughters. But I've been through hell and back. So, I'd be happy if my wife just got a really good guy, and I thought she had one. I thought she was going to finally stick with this guy, but it didn't happen. But to this day, I feel sometimes like texting her and saying, hey, if we're not hooked up with somebody in 5 years, I mean, look, can we go out for a cup of coffee or something? I mean, I have no ill will toward the woman. I can't. She gave me children. Do you understand what women go through to have children? I mean, if men had to have kids, there'd be no kids. You understand? That's what women do. And they're honoring God. That's all they're doing, is the command of God by doing this thing. They know so many women want to be mothers. I got a sister that I never met a woman that wanted to be a mother more than her. And it's like, wow, but what they have to go through, the trauma in their bodies and everything. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, it's horrific. Even the Bible talks about this is one of the curses that befell man and woman, that he made childbearing pains painful for the woman. I mean, this is what he allowed to happen because of us going astray and everything going cattywampus on us, right? From the original sin. And then the earth would produce thorns and thistles, and men would earn their bread by the sweat of their brow. I mean, so things got pretty nasty for us after this. And that's why the women, God could easily, I mean, we could put two and two together. Well, if God wanted it, he could make a baby the size of a mouse. We all know that wouldn't hurt a woman, would it? So, you know what? I mean, it all makes sense that something went very wrong. And it says that God was hurt so badly by whatever the original sin is a metaphor for, this eating this fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Whatever that's a metaphor for. Okay, it hurt God so bad that he was sorry he created us. That's the way it's written in the Bible. He repented. He turned. Okay, he was disgusted. I mean, for a while we were like forsaken, but he didn't give up on us. But it was gloomy and dark and dank, and, we were lost souls and wandering in darkness. Okay, it was a bad scene for a moment. But God didn't give up. He said, I'm not going to let that little bastard, Satan, Lucifer, okay, that angel that stabbed me in the back, betrayed me. I made him for a purpose. I gave him great power, but I'm a jealous God. He wanted the power that I have, and he didn't understand. He couldn't have it, so he defied me, and he rebelled against me, revolted, and he challenged me, and I showed him what's what, the way it's going to be, the way it has to be. But, so he didn't give up on us. God put a plan into action, and Jesus Christ was a part of that plan. And of showing and revealing his grace, how much he loved us, how much he valued us and wants us, what he wants for us. Don't blame him for anything bad that's ever happened all through creation. But God had to give us free will choice, and that's what all the evil can be traced back to, is that if you took that away, all we are is automatons. We're not like gods anymore. Because now we're like gods. We have that free will choice. So we choose to love and serve God and to be his friend of our own free will and accord. And he wouldn't want it any other way. Do you want your kids? You want them to just do it because, oh, yes, sir. Yes, Father. Yes, no. You want them to love you because they like you. They love you. I'm lucky. I got a good dad. I mean, this and that. They see all these. They're grateful. I mean, if we're thankful for those little things, those glaring things become very evident and obvious. We all have a lot, and we should all be glad. And but we all need God. Above all else, we need God. We need to turn to God individually, corporately, any way we can. Fight the good fight. Be a part of this thing, and go out. It's fun, man, to work through the heat of the day. I mean, I've had fun my whole life. I mean, yeah, I'm stressed out. I got a million phobias and fears and insecurities. And I mean, you don't want to get me started, but I take it to God because I know that really no man can help me. That's why I really don't want a psychiatrist or a psychotherapist or a psychologist or a counselor or a pastor to talk these, because I know they're just human. They've got their own issues. Yes, I'm getting tested for autism, but I don't expect anything from this psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever this person's degrees are, credentials, I don't know. But I am going to be as sensitive as I can and don't expect anything, any help. I go to God for that. I pray. That's what sustains me, because it's overwhelming. I'm just like everybody else. Yeah, I get this crap hole, all my fears and phobias. Why don't I just go kill myself and I'm free from it all? I don't have to deal with it. Worrying about this, worrying about that, worrying about the direction. I mean, look at me. The whole world. I mean, I'm worried for humanity. I am. I mean, we're down this demonic rabbit hole to hell a long way. And it shows on my face, right, my friends? I mean, but I'm trying to be cool, calm, and collected, but I am passionate, and I feel that I'm compelled to be vociferous about this because I'm scared. I really am. I don't want things to be bad. I don't want anybody to experience trauma. I don't want them caught off guard by the return of Christ and the holy angel return. It's a metaphor, whatever is going on right now with this coronavirus thing and the economic instability everybody's facing all at once. I mean, it is, like Jesus said, like a thief in the night. Like in the days of Noah, eating and drinking, and all of a sudden it came upon them. And that's how it's going to be in the last days. And the tribulation, the tumult, and all this that we're facing. I mean, these are fearful times, and we need God all the more. And I'm on everybody's side. I want the best for you. I don't want any pain or any. Thank God that Trump is send money. That's it. Just give us money. All this debt nonsense. No. Do a Tobin tax, man. Painless Tobin tax. Take it out of Wall Street. Do a universal basic income. It'll all go full circle. Get the Chamber of Communists on board. Okay, and let's get this. Understand that'll be very good for all your local businesses is a permanent universal basic income. Just see it as an extension of Social Security. Take it out of a Tobin tax on Wall Street. Spread it out. Let people use it for goods and services, and then let it go back to Wall Street. Okay? You understand? It'd be a pool of money, a big fat bowl of money. Everybody in America, and by extension all around the world, we all use, tap into, and find prosperity. Find freedom. Find security. That's what we want, and that's what needs to happen. That, I believe, is God's will. Let us all see how stupid it is that we're all wholeheartedly addicted to money, that we could live without it, but most people, that's inconceivable. I never thought, oh, really? How could we live without money? Well, here's a way that you could, so look at the gradual, incremental. Your money slowly becomes worth more. You get it? So starting with essential human needs like food, housing, shelter, right? Potable water, energy needs, all those becoming nominal cost, right? Less and less, lower and lower, and then going on to the luxury items from there. That's how you can have it gradually. True capitalism, both good socialism and good capitalism, hand in hand, just having fun, families picnicking together, conservatives and liberals and Democrats and Republicans, all just good Americans, and beyond that, just good human beings, and pleasing God and just pleasing each other, and living together, peace and harmony and safety, security, freedom and prosperity. All those good things we all want. We can have that scenario, my friends. And that's God's will for you. It's His will for me. It's His will for all of us. But I don't like to, have this scowl on my face, this haughty attitude. And, I can understand where, my personality, the way I come across in this monologue is a real turnoff. And I apologize. I really am sorry. I'm going to try more and more and more to get a hold of myself, have some self control, and if I really want to be a nice guy, I'm going to have to really reject that arrogant Asperger's guy because I'm pretty certain I got some of that going on. Okay, it makes that air. If you've ever met somebody with Asperger's, you know what they're struggling with. It's the antisocial thing. I can be that, but I'm very social. I know I am. I love people. I've got childhood friends that would give each other shirts off our back to this day. So believe me, I know the value of a good friend.